Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Eurocycle Sonoma here in Santa Rosa, California, where we have the pleasure of being able to ride one of the oldest motorcycle manufacturers, the Royal Enfield. And today we're going to be on a 2020 Himalayan adventure bike, which is probably the most budget conscious bike that you can get on. So let's take a look around the bike and let's get out on the road and see how this does on the streets. All right, everyone, we wanted to give you guys a nice in-depth view of this Royal Enfield Himalayan. This is, of course, their 2020 model, and you guys know Royal Enfield is one of the oldest motorcycle manufacturers in the world. They really kind of came to their claim to fame in World War II when they were pushing these bikes out of airplanes for some of their troops. So kind of a crazy back history story about the Royal Enfield. But this adventure bike puts it out on the market with a just over 400cc motor, but only $4,700, just over $4,700 for this model, which is a little bit higher than last year's model. So if you can still find a 19, you guys will see there's a little bit of a price change. But fuel injected, 411 total cc's. It is air cooled. Obviously single front rotor and dual pistons with a ginormous, hefty 21-inch front wheel, which is pretty big on this little bike. Now heading back to the back, we have our 17-inch wheel, and they're mounted with the Pirelli's MT60 tires. Of course, chain driven, so it's just getting out on the trails with this thing is just going to be a great handling, very easy bike. 427 pounds. It's not that weighty, but just pushing this thing out here, it felt really, really nice. So let's take a look here. Let's see the instrument cluster. Instrument cluster is real nice, real basic, nothing too special about it. Does have some LED putouts on the bottom, so it's going to give you the good trip and everything. It's got a nice little compass down here, so pretty cool little look at the instrument cluster. Real basic. Again, remember, $4,700, so nothing too crazy. But let's take a look at this thing out on the streets and see what this thing's all about. We're back here with the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I've been eyeballing this bike here at Eurocycles, and I don't know. Today just felt like a good Royal Enfield day. We've been on the Royal Enfield Dr. Mayhem GT 650 Twin. Today we're on the single 411cc Himalayan adventure dirt bike. Split frame, very cool, big high travel. It should be good for the roads and off-road. We've got a 17-inch wheel in the back, huge 21-inch wheel in the front. Not much power, 24 horsepower, something like 30, just over 30 pound-feet of torque. So we're not going to be breaking any records with this thing today. But I love my street adventure Tiger 1200. I won't even get into it. But I'll tell you, getting a bike and getting on an old school style, let's find neutral, 0. We've got our little choke on right here. How crazy is that? So we've got our little choke, fuel injected though, but obviously early fuel injection, and there's not much to this bike, but there shouldn't be at $4,500. That's right, it's probably one of the cheapest bikes you can buy right now. Brand new, 2020, 2-year warranty. They haven't bumped the Himalayan up yet, but the instrument cluster's got some things that this didn't have. This has got a gear indicator, and it's got some different modes that obviously you can select through with your tripometer and whatnot. But ABS comes standard on the bike. So let's get out on this thing. I've seen this bike, and Zach has asked me a couple times to ride this thing, and I was like, this just it's not my forte. But we're doing it for you guys, and we're going to give you guys my opinion on on the new Royal Enfield Himalayan. Definitely not breaking any speed records with this big single thumper 411 cc's. But smooth, boy, is it smooth. It shifts super, super nice, surprisingly nice. It goes through the gears real well, and not major on the power. But these brakes, whoa, brakes are, whoa, whoa. And real basic, you know, the instrument cluster has got all of your warnings, blinkers, neutral. It's got your check engine light, and then it's got, I think your high beam light is down here. But it's nice that this thing's got a gear indicator, because the Dr. Mayhem Royal Enfield did not have a gear indicator, which had to take me back a little ways. Man, is this thing smooth. I feel almost absolutely zero vibration anywhere on this bike. The seat's actually quite comfortable. Saddle style seat. Saddle style seat. Got a little vibration there. 5,500 RPMs in third gear. Felt it a little bit in the seat, but almost nothing in the bars, and nothing really in the feet. This thing is a blast to ride. You know, just hopping on, you know, so coming from sport bikes is where I come from. And, you know, I never really thought that these lower cc bikes were anything that I would enjoy. And I'll give a little backstory. I come from street bikes. I come from big 1,000 cc's, BMW S1000RR, GSXR 1000s, these big horsepower bikes. And I never thought that I could care any two bits about a low cc bike. And I will tell you, I got on the track on Bogna's R3, and I had a blast on that thing. I'm starting to appreciate kind of that lower power. I love the horsepower, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the horsepower. But just getting on a bike like this, where I just can relax and just kind of be out and do some adventuring on this thing. I wonder if Zach would let me do an adventure ride on this thing. I bet that would be a blast. I'm gonna ask him. So stay tuned, because we may be on a Himalayan, out in the Himalayan hills. Well, not the real Himalayans, but the thing is it's just so smooth. Surprisingly smooth. Absolutely no horsepower, don't get me wrong. We've got no power. I mean, I've got it pinned right now, and there's not much there. But when, you know, we get that was fourth gear, so all right, so let's get this bad boy opened up here on the back road. The single thumper. That exhaust sounds great. All right, I'm basically full on, guys, so I'm giving you the full perspective of this massive 24 horsepower, 411 cc's. It feels basically like it should. Suspension is relatively nice. It's got some nice bounce to it, or well, some compression to it. It's absorbing pretty nice. The front wheel actually feels pretty decent. You know, when you get into this big front wheel, you kind of lose a little bit of that sporty front end feel. That's these guys. Wow. If you guys have never looked into Royal Enfield, I encourage you guys to come down and talk to Zach or your Royal Enfield dealer wherever you're at, because I'm quite impressed. I'm quite impressed. The feel of these things, they feel like big money bikes. I wouldn't have expected this bike to be as it is, and nor did I expect much from that Street Fighter, or excuse me, not Street Fighter, but the cafe style bike. And I'm quite impressed by it. I told Bogna that I probably would have chosen that over the Moto Guzzi. Moto Guzzi style wise can't beat it, but as far as how that bike ran and how that bike felt on the road, oh yeah, 5 speeds by the way. Just a cruiser, man. Just out. We're not breaking any records. So bar position wise, we're right around elbow height. So a nice little elbow, straight elbow. And I'm almost at the pegs back just a teeny bit. Now the brakes are really hard, but they're not big calipers, let me tell you. So we don't have, they've got good brake pressure, but we don't have big amounts of brakes on this thing. So I think I just missed my light. All right, away we go. Yeah, it's I don't know. There's not much more I can say about this bike. I mean, really, you know, there's not much to this bike. And I think I've covered most of it, and the feel of it and the frame of it, and just everything feels really good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I would encourage you guys, Zach here at Sonoma has a couple of these in stock. So if you guys are looking for a specific Himalayan, he's got a couple of them in stock. And he was saying that the Royal Enfield brand itself is picked up and started to gain some traffic, and he's selling a bit more of these bikes lately. So are you guys starting to look at these things? If you guys have a Himalayan and you guys have been out in the real world, comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this thing out on the dirt. I'm not a big dirt guy. I've never been a dirt guy. I will tell you, I've been out on the Adventure Multistrada 1260, which is just, I can't even compare this thing to that thing, but the Multistrada out in the dirt, which did fabulous. But I wonder, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this thing, if you guys have been out in the dirt on this, and what you guys think of the Himalayan out in the real world. And let me know why, let me know what's your guys' deciding factor of when you guys bought a Himalayan. Tell me why you guys bought the Himalayan. Let us know down below, because this is, again, not a bike that most people would typically look at. So if you guys have found this video, thank you guys for watching. I encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button, but give me some comments. Let's interact with this, because I want to know a little bit more about the Himalayan and why you guys decided to go with this bike over maybe some of the other bikes. Like, you know, I mean, BMW really doesn't even offer anything in that 400, you know, what are they at? The 650 is like their low number bike, right? So they don't even have anything like this low. But I don't know that anybody really offers this really super entry, low cc, budget friendly bike. So give me a comment down below, but I thank you guys so much for sticking around, and if you guys have found this, I appreciate you guys finding the channel. Hopefully you guys will browse some of our other videos. We do a ton of reviews. We've been on many different bikes, BMWs and Aprilias, Triumphs, Ducatis, Zeros, now the Royal Enfields, Moto Guzzi's. We've been on them all, so make sure you browse the channel. But you know what, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, leave me a comment down below. But we'll see you guys next time around.